of Dragons. Welcome to the Breakup Diaries. I am I'm so excited for this. We talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe I don't know what 2 weeks ago, and I just been on like pins and needles, looking forward to this talk so much. I've been like I literally like I role played this in my mind today. Um, Fun fact: we were actually supposed to do this like an hour ago, but today was a special occasion because I got to eat steak today. It sounds not that big of a deal to anyone. It's not that big of a deal. But when someone says, "Hey, I'm going to take you to get steak," I'm gonna be like, "Yo, I'm hopping on to this." So I really appreciate your patience with me. Please introduce yourself for the camera.
Hi everyone, I'm Ramona Parker. Some people know me as Ramona Cassie, but either way, it's still me. I'm with 1426 Fashion Week. I do marketing. I do everything with them. Just can't say I do one thing. I work with models. We find designers, and we do fashion shows as well as I'm a virtual assistant, a mother of five, a grandmother of three.
How long have you been doing working in the fashion industry?
Um, since 2013. 13.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. What happened was I had the epiphany that my kids were going to get older. And my first son had graduated. And I was like, okay, you got to get out the house because all I do is church and home, church and home, church kids, church and games, church and step teams, church and, only kid stuff. Like I am the biggest kid there is. Like I don't know how to be an adult. But I've been a kid for 26 years with growing with my kids. So I've never really done a lot of adult things. So I was like, okay, you need to do something different. So I joined a group called was not no longer a group, but it was like Thick Women of Houston. And I met a lot of women who were in fashion, designers, doctors, and I just joined in and went to say, hey, what could I do to help? And from there, it's just been going.
Have you always been into fashion?
For other people, for my sisters, I've always liked it for myself, but back when I was younger, they didn't have a lot of plus size fashion. You know, they gave us the basic. You had a skirt, you had a shirt. It wasn't really cute fashion. I can say in high school, yeah, I love fashion. Actually, I wore heels to school for the longest. I don't wear heels now, but when I was younger, I wore them constantly.
Wow.
Yeah, I love fashion back then. I can't believe that I didn't go into anything fashion. Probably because I was being fast.
What'd you say? Wait, what'd you say?
I probably because I was being.
You're ugly fast.
I was trying to get
Now you have to
married.
elaborate on that. Now you have to elaborate.
I was trying. Well, I got married at 18, so
Hmm.
I was doing dumb things like getting married and having a husband, trying to figure out what that is, and still trying to grow as a woman. That's why I tell all young people don't get married because you don't know who the hell you are at 18. And getting married makes it worse because you have to go with who you try to find yourself and then trying to find to help him find himself too. So it was a dumbass thing I did. Excuse me, y'all.
No, please. Now I feel comfortable cursing. So please. Go.
No, it was a dumb thing, but I loved him at the time. It was a phase in my life, and it was a quick old phase. But I've been with him since I was 13, so
How long were you guys married for?
just literally got married and broke up like 2, 3 years later. So it's like
Mm.
from 13 to 21. Yeah, so
Well, you guys got together at 13 years old. Wow.
yeah,
So you guys were middle school sweethearts?
yeah, like
Wow. And you guys are still like in contact now, obviously, because you guys have a kid together.
oh no, I don't have a kid with him.
Huh?
None of my kids are his.
Okay.
I told you I got fast after that. Like
You so
we literally broke up because we couldn't have kids. The doctor told me that I would never have kids. And I left him and got fertile.
so
Well,
funny.
I guess they were doing it right. I was doing it right then, so I don't know.
So so tell me what it's like in the fashion industry because I have a theatrical background and I dabbled in modeling here and there, but it was very I never quite enjoyed it because it takes a lot of patience, which I lack severely. So, tell us what your experience is like in the fashion industry.
Not only does it take patience, you have to know that it's not a hobby. Because if it is, like Miss Linda says, it's a very expensive hobby. Because
Wow.
when when you're doing this, a lot of people think that you get paid this lot of money. I've been doing this for a minute, and I ain't really seen no money like that. Like,
Hmm.
it's had to be something that you really love, and I think I love the thrill of it. I love the putting of it together. I love meeting the girls because we technically have girls from all over the world. We've had Toronto, we have people from Africa, we've had people from Tennessee, Nashville,
Wow.
Florida. So we have models come from everywhere. So you get to know a variety of people, and they really like honing into this craft. Everybody think it's easy. You just get on there, you throw clothes on, and you go. It's really a skill and an art to doing this, and then having stuff that people really want to see. You know, um, the with the models, people don't understand. There's model bags that you have to have. There's clothes that you have to have. Like
Yeah.
you have to have all these undergarments, you have to have shoes, you have to have makeup, you have to be prepared to do stuff case stuff go wrong. It's just so much intensity into doing this, and then people treat it like they're the only person that's in it, and they keep try to keep everything so secret when it's not a secret. Like, your face and your body and your what you can do is what you can do. What I can do is something totally different. And I've always seen the I'm the one in the back pushing, saying, "Hey, we got to go do this. Get this person needs to be doing this." Or I'm working the front. Like, I've done every aspect of it. I worked the front. I've worked helping the designers. I've worked with helping the models get pushed out. I've done every area of it, and it backfired on me because I actually did a it was called I did a show. I got pushed to do this show. His name is John. Like, I love him. He's a trainer. And I was like, I'm not doing your show because I'm not a upfront person. I just do not like, that's just not me. I like to be in the back, do what I got to do and go. So he knows I love him. And if he asks me, I'm going to do it. So
Yeah.
on the last day, I called to say, I'm not doing your show. I'm not doing it. I don't have anything. I didn't put anything together. He said, oh, yes, you are. And I'll see you in an hour. So I'm just grabbing stuff out of my closet, like, God, I gotta go because I don't want to let him down. And I end up going, and I placed third in this competition. And I was like, you're unprepared, but now I know what models go through, because we had to go out in one set of clothes, then we had to change to formal wear, then we had to change to whatever talent you were gonna do. And I don't have no talent, child. I could dance. Now, people don't know that because I never knew, but I'm a dancer. So that's what I did. I got out there and danced and act crazy like I normally do. And so when I got to going through all that, so my next show, I said, okay, y'all, now I have experienced this. The adrenaline that you get, it was a very good adrenaline, especially for me, because I'm not a person that like to change fast. I'm not a person that likes to get in front of crowds. And so it kind of changed my perspective on how I push them and how I say, hey, y'all got to get this done, because the timing is what we're trying to keep, because we're trying to keep the people entertained. But when you're a model and you're pushing through all that, it's a talent to changing your clothes that fast. I don't care
Yeah.
if you're big, small, whatever you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a talent to be able to work with 70 people being in one room, different designers, remembering where you got to go and walking around the stage. Oh my God, it's an art to it. So I takes my hat off to any model, any designer, any production team.
What are some things about models? A beginning model, what would you tell them in order to help them succeed? Like, if they're just beginning, they're just starting.
Pictures are very important.
Okay.
Um, who you take your pictures with is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Say that.
Um, I had the very okay. I'm gonna tell y'all a trick. That's why a lot of people love me, because I'm very open, honest. I don't lie to people. I rather teach. The one thing that people will learn with 1426, we rather teach you what you're gonna learn if you go to New York or whatever. Because I always
Yeah.
have the girls come back and tell me, you were you were right.
Yeah.
You're right. But so when people come to me to pick with pictures, and everybody think because they have a cell phone, that's a picture.
Yep.
It can be if you work it in the if you have the right phone and the right production person to do it for you. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that you always have to buy pictures. It's best if you get them done professionally. But if you know, like my son took some pictures for a friend of mine, and he's just good with an iPhone, and when she took the pictures, everybody really thought that they were professional pictures, but they wasn't. But like I say, it's the angle, it's the quality of the picture that you're doing, it's the pixelation in it, it's the poses that you're doing, it's the the outfit you have on. You know what I'm saying? Because really, the more basic you be, you got to remember when you're a model, especially a new model, less is more.
Yeah.
Your white t-shirts, your jeans, your white t-shirts and tights, and your 4 to 6 inch heels. Um, Most places where you go, they're gonna want the 6 inch because they want you taller, because tall is what's really in. Like I say,
Yeah.
there.
Always.
And then you have to understand a real production team. And I'm not saying that the other ones are not production teams, but when you're doing a show, oh, I'm trying not to be offensive,
No,
but
do it. Say it.
with people with lower quality, you understand what I'm saying? People don't care how they portray you or portray your brand or portray their brand. They would put anything on you and have you looking like a fool. Let me
Yeah.
just say it. And then they'll say, "Hey, here's your pictures," and you be like, "What the hell was that?" And that's why pictures, and you don't ever use runway pictures and stuff like that. You got to have your head shot, your body shots. And just don't believe every photographer that you get with that
Yeah.
says, "Hey, I'm a photographer."
Hmm.
Get references. Make sure you know who you're going with. Don't go alone. Make sure you go with someone. These photographers are up to no good,
Hmm.
and I don't give a care what city, what state you go to. It's always 10 out of the 10, 10 out of the 100, that's gonna manipulate or ask you to do things that you not supposed to do. If you going there for a head and body shot, I ain't say no nude shots unless you doing porn, or whatever you're doing, and you need that for that you do that. But if you physically going for a model, don't go for all that. You need to take off your clothes and you need to do this. You need to have a basic head and body shot. If you want to do a creative shot, do a creative shot. Make sure your comp card is done. Always come with your pictures and be prepared to leave your pictures, because you will not be getting them back most of the time.
Good advice.
uh,
Great advice. This is like really solid advice. So, you've been going live for a while.
I hate lives.
No, what?
I don't hate them. Let me say, I don't hate them. I am very picky. Like, I'm going through a natural phase right now, so I'm naturally gray right now. I don't like it. So I love raps. Everybody know me. I'm a rap
I love when
queen.
you
I
do your rap.
I, I can rap anything and be going. So I'm more fixated on what it is. But with me, since I've been having these seizures and stuff, and my face is looking totally different, I'm like, so that's the reason why I really don't like going live. Long as I could talk to someone like we're talking, I'm good. But to go by myself, that's just like, nah, because I feel like me and my son both said, like, I just feel like it's no one I'm talking to, even though I know other people are listening.
Yeah. Well, to elaborate, Ramona and I are a part of this group called the Social Builders Club,
Hmm.
and we go live 2 to 3 times a week. And if we have a specific topic that we talk about, we go live on Periscope, Facebook, and Instagram. Did you hear that in the background? Um, and
Okay.
you always have a baby in your shoulder, and And I just love how like just how casual you are. Like you're not like putting on a show for anyone.
Oh no, I can't do that. Yeah,
No.
no, my life is my life, and only reason today nobody's here. Like I'm here by myself. Well, my daughter is upstairs to run home from college for the weekend, but I'm by myself because of course you'll see Logan or Landon or Bella, and Bella's gonna make her surprise appearance back there. So I let myself be self. I don't care, and I've done regular lives for my show. I do the same. I can't. I'm not gonna change who I am
Yeah.
for other people. I'm gonna not gonna neglect my family for a show. No, sorry, that's just not gonna happen. I'll say, hold on, look.
And I've had people, a lot of friends, because I have a lot of influencer friends, and they'll always say that, oh no, they'll always
I put my phone on do not disturb, but I guess I didn't do it right.
they'll always say how they feel like they have to turn on for the camera, and I'm like, that's exhausting. Because then like you're not really being yourself. You're just putting on this persona, and the persona is the worst thing that you can do. You can show to anybody, you know.
Yeah.
This persona is just like the ultimate shadow, and yeah, like I get it, but then I don't get it.
Okay, and I can explain that too.
Mm-hmm.
And it, well, a lot of people is not a persona because and I can see it in some aspects. um I can see it from two different points of view because I go to a mega church, and so I've been there 27 years. I've seen so much. So when a lot of people see me at church and they see where you go, they like, oh my God, you da 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 da, and I'm like, it's just a church. But to them, they're excited because they've seen all the things that we've done over the years, and it's this certain thing. But to me, it's like, oh well, I've been there, done that, I've seen that, so it's not important. I mean, not that it's not important to me. It's just like I've been there already. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of people have to.
Wait, what church do you go to?
I go
You're
to
in
New Light.
Texas.
I go to New Light. Ivy Hilliard. Well, it's Irisha Hilliard now. She's the senior pastor now.
Have you gone to TD Jakes' church?
Oh yeah, he's been in our
Oh,
church and
what's that
everything.
like?
Oh my God, it's a very that's experience that everybody needs to go through.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a very 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 nice person. Yeah, I've seen him, his daughter, um, all of them. Yeah.
Have you gone
So
to Joel Osteen's church?
we actually own one of the churches today. I've known Joel, not Joel, the younger one. I've known him too, but I used to go to his dad church when I was a little
Joel
child.
Osteen?
His
What?
dad, yeah.
I didn't
I
know he was a
live right
generational
across.
pastor. Oh
Huh?
wow.
Huh?
I didn't know like preaching wasn't in his family.
Yeah, his dad was the originator.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His dad, when I was in elementary, his dad made the church. It was in the hood where we lived at,
Oh.
literally right down the street from where. Well, it's not really hood, but we call it hood now because it is hood
Mhm.
now. But yeah, he lived right. I mean, his church was right down the street from where I used to live at on the north side, on the northeast side. And so when I was little, I used to go to the church. So now that church, my church, owned now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. And TD Jakes' church is called the Potter's House, right?
yes.
Okay, because we
Yeah.
have a Potter's House here,
Yeah,
and
he
it's
has
like,
them everywhere.
yeah, and it's so interesting. It's interesting because they also own a restaurant, a couple of restaurants in the city. Do you guys have a
Mhm.
restaurant too?
I don't think we have one here. Not in Houston. Might be probably in Dallas, but not in
Okay.
Houston.
Yeah, there are a couple of restaurants in the city, and they also have a school, and it's like, wow, it's like interesting. It's very interesting. But I won't elaborate on that. But so you briefly touched on it, and if you don't want to talk about it, it's totally okay. But you were talking about seizures. If you don't mind elaborating on that.
Yeah, this last year my life has been 18 months. Has been real stressful. Well, didn't know in February I had a stroke.
Oh.
Well, it was like my daughter had the twins February 13th, and February 14th I had a stroke. And so I went to the doctor. Well, actually I had been having them and didn't know it. And it's more of a when I'm asleep, I wake up with this headache, and it's more in the back of my head, like waters back here. And I can tell when they're coming now. I couldn't back then. It's just when I wake up in my sleep, my daughter can't understand what I'm saying. I'm talking to her in my head, and I'm telling her what's going on, but she don't understand. Now she's understand because now I could explain it to her. And so when I call her, I text help, or I call her and I'm saying help, but she hears wah, 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 that, and so she knows to come. And so physically I can't get up. Like my head is just hurting so bad where I can't get up. And now it's to the point where I can't see, and till I come out of it. When I come out of it, I can see. Right now my eyes are really red. You said they're not red, but they
They're
are.
not. Yes.
uh, but I can't physically see or communicate to her. And then after I lay back down and I kind of get a little rest, um, I come out of it, and it takes me a little while, be a little woozy for a minute. But they put me on all this medicine. They had me on Topamax. They had me on um, so, I mean, just like had me on 7 different medications.
Yeah.
I wasn't waking up. I was hallucinating. I thought about suicide. I was asking God to just let me die, because so much medicine and the pain that I was in, and I'm already in chronic pain because I was in a car accident. Then I fell like 4 times and my hips out of place, and so
When was
uh,
the car accident?
my car accident was a few years ago, actually 5 years ago, but I'm still
Interesting.
suffering. I'm still suffering from the pain. Um, And then at that time when I had the car accident, I fractured her ankle and I broke her ankle, which those are better. But
What?
the back and the neck is not never stop hurting.
Wow.
And so with the chronic pain and it runs my pressure up. Even though I don't have blood pressure issues, but when the pain hits or can't stand or move or whatever, when I hit a certain spot in my back, I can't do anything. And so it runs my pressure up. And I'm thinking that's what's creating the seizures to come.
Yeah.
So,
You have a history of seizures in your family?
yeah, my son has them really bad. He has epilepsy,
Yeah.
and it's in his sleeps too. And my father had them, but I had never had them until, like I say, these last 18 months. And I was thinking, oh, it's just stress, but I'm not under. I'm physically not under any stress. I'm under the stress of the pain that's in my body, but that's
Yeah.
it. But I quit the medicine a few months ago. I just had to because I wasn't living. I would find myself sleep in a car, and you know, I was just suicide was so adamant on my brain that I was like, I'm never going to think to kill myself. But that medicine it had me hallucinating, and I was like, girl, please, I'd rather just suffer through the pain
Mhm.
versus taking this medicine and feeling this way because I couldn't imagine my children or my grandchildren finding me, somewhere hurt.
And how
Mm-mm.
are you feeling after stopping taking medicine after a couple of months?
After a couple of months, I feel myself. I can actually hear myself think. I can actually physically feel myself. Um, the difference is I'm not as sleepy. I'm
Okay.
not. Um, I could stay awake today. I'm coherent. I can remember. um, I have memory loss still, in and out. Um, I was really, really frustrated. And that's the thing I got mad about is because I couldn't remember my passcodes. Now, anybody knows me, I remember codes. I have everybody passcodes, and that's the bad part. That's why I have to write everything down. Not only for my stuff, I have my mom's, I have my fashion show codes, I have other people I've done their websites and stuff. I have their codes. And so, normally I'm good at remembering all that. But when it got to the point I couldn't even remember my laptop code, I knew something was wrong.
Wow. Um, I think you and I talked about this, but my sister has epilepsy,
Oh,
and
no.
yeah, and it was very bad in the beginning. It was just like back to back to back to
Hmm.
back, and Now she's very, very heavily medicated, like everything off of the shelf, you know. And I remember once I accidentally took one of her pills instead of some aspirin when I was menstruating, and I remember just like crawling on the ground and I was like drooling, and I'm like, I'm
Yep.
not okay right now. And like
It's
I dragged myself to the bed and I was like, is this what she takes every day? Like this is awful. Like I
I had to actually go and apologize to my son because the medicine that they had me taking, I'm taking a mild dose of what my son was taking in elementary school.
wow.
And I physically was crying, saying, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that I ever gave you
Yeah.
this medicine." And I couldn't understand my child. And I took him off after a while because he would be complaining. Well, he had learned to stop taking the medicine. Um, but I couldn't imagine what he was going through as a third, fourth, fifth grader, sixth grader,
Yeah.
because I think he took it for years.
Yeah.
And it was like the Holy Spirit said, "Take that boy off that medicine. You're killing him." And
Mhm.
um, when I had to take it and I saw what he was going through, I really called him crying because I felt like I was doing what the doctors were saying. I was, trying to help him. He was actually going to a neurologist, and we were always at the doctor, and he had a lot of issues. Like he had heart problems. He had uh, a murmur. He has a heart murmur and a hole in his heart, and he had the seizures, and he had the um so much stuff. And I just believed what they were telling me. And girl, when I took that medicine for just 2 months,
Yeah.
oh my God. And it took 3 months really to get out my system. Seriously.
Well,
It took 3 whole months for me to feel myself. My daughter-in-law was like, "You're just sitting there, Ma, you're not responding." And then and it was sad because it was my daughter's senior year. So I wasn't remembering her stuff that she needed. What broke the camel back for me is because I pay my bills. Like I pay on time. I don't like to give nobody an extra penny. And the lady called and she was like, "You haven't paid your bill in a couple of months." And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I pay my bill. I know I pay my bill." And I was like adamant, like offended, like, and when I went and checked my thing, I hadn't paid bills.
mm,
And so from that point on, I knew I needed to write everything down to help myself to realize what I wasn't and was not doing, because in my mind I was doing it,
yeah.
but it wasn't getting done.
Um, does your son drive?
Yes.
Okay.
He sorry, he medicates now, but he smoked marijuana. That's his thing.
Is it legal in Texas?
No.
Oh, oh. your, your face just so funny. It does.
Girl,
It does
I,
come.
he
I mean, that doesn't. It does help.
he grown. He Well, I can't look.
Have you tried that?
No, but I have honestly the last 2 months I've not marijuana. I don't want to do that. Girl, I have a lot of drug addicts in my family, so I have a
Yeah.
hard time
Yeah.
taking medicine. My doctor is, you know how people take drugs or addicted to drugs. Well, I'm addicted to not taking drugs.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So
Um.
I
Have you
have a
tried
problem.
CBD?
Hmm.
Have you
That's
tried
what
CBD?
I'm really investigating. I have been investigating that for about a year now. I have clinics right here, like right by my house now, and I've talked to the lady, and she was like, "Oh, we got it in flour, we got it in butter, we got it in creams." And so my problem is with all this generic stuff going around, I don't want to get to something and then I'm addicted to that. See, that's my
Yeah.
issue. I with a bunch of drug addicts in your family and alcohol abusers, I've stayed away from that stuff forever. So
Yeah.
um,
I don't know if you saw my interview with Miss B Bernadette Willis, but she was talking about generational addiction,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I only know of one person, two people, who are addicted to CBD where they can't sleep without it,
Yeah.
and my thing is, if you can't sleep without something, that's a problem. I remember for like 6 months, I was addicted to melatonin pills, like
And
off the
see,
counter. Yeah, yeah, I would take like three before I went to sleep.
I don't know, and they say those are not addictive. Thank God I didn't give them to my son because
But then, like, I couldn't
I
function
have some.
without them, which is a problem. But like, secretly, like mentally, I was just unhappy, and I was in a unhappy relationship. So like, I couldn't sleep because my body was like, "You got to get out, you got to get out." But I was like, "Nah, let's just take these pills," you know?
Yeah, and that will do that.
Yeah.
I can honestly, well, I guess I'm gonna be working through mine because, as of like I was explaining to you, with my daughters having babies now, a lot of memories are coming back for me about my I don't remember my 20s. You know how people say,
You're
oh,
20.
they can remember all this. Well, I was having babies and I was going through issues and I was like on a grind, going to school, working and taking care of my kids and helping everybody else with their kids.
Yeah.
And I know my coping mechanism is helping other people. Long as I'm
Hmm.
helping
That's
people,
interesting.
I don't, my that's my drug of choice. And
Interesting.
it's always helping people, and it got to the point where I was starting to get burnt so much that I had to pull back from that, and just say like everybody has something. Some people smoke, some people drink, some people have sex, some people, help other people. It's something, and that was my thing for real. Like I could probably put a post up right now. If I ever helped you, let you sleep on my couch, fed you, took you somewhere, did this, probably 80% of my people gonna say me, 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 me.
Yeah.
Especially if it's kids. I have a weakness for children. Everybody's not meant to be a mother or a father. And
Hmm.
so
Say that again.
I've taken in a lot of kids and I've helped a lot of and I it's a lot. So for me, that was my thing. And I noticed this last year and a half, I haven't really helped nobody. Yeah, it got to the point I just didn't want to help nobody. I
Yeah.
didn't want to. I didn't want people around me. It got offensive to me because the last person that I tried to help, he broke me. Like I never thought I would get broke from that. And I took in a young man from I just took in a child, and he totally just tried to destroy my family. And when he came in, I told him, "Look, I don't have much, but what I have, you can have it." And I've tell anybody that. But when you deliberately destroy people's property, and they telling you when you coming in, I don't have much. I got a piece of a car out there. I have a house. You know, it's not a lot. So, but what I am, I'm offering you better than what you had. You know and he just was bad. It was bad for our family. And then right after that, I had a death of my cousin got killed in the same night my son went to jail. And it was like those three things there, I think, broke me for the last few months. you
So
know
what steps are you taking to take more care of Ramona?
I think it was this sit down because me and God has this agreement. When things get too overbearing for me, he always sits me down. He takes my car.
Oh no.
No, he knows if I he know as well as I know. If he don't, I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna Nobody actually, I think well, you're in the world now because everybody's seeing this. Knew that I've been sick for the last 18 months. Nobody
I
knew
had no idea.
that what I've been through this year. I had to move. I had to move in with my mom for a minute because the people who owned the house I was in sold it. And it was just a lot, so many things. I was going back and forth to court. A lot of people didn't even don't know my son is in jail. Um, and I was suffering through that, and then I was suffering through the issue of my cousin getting killed. And I think it was just the process of how he got killed, why he got killed, and all that, and then moving, and then my daughter having her babies 4 months early. That was a lot of pressure, and then having that stroke, and uh not really remembering stuff, and all this, y'all, I'm still going through. I'm still trying to get my daughter ready for prom, for graduation, for all her little stuff, getting her off to college. And I'm like, God, where's this money gonna come from? I have to pay this deposit to move. As soon as I got in my house, my car just totally went out. So I didn't even know how I was gonna move my stuff in the house. It was just like back to back to back. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay. I even start to question God. I'm like, God, all this good I do, why? Why is this happening? What am I doing wrong? And then he just say, my pastor was preaching the other day, and it was so hilarious, because now I think that's why I did this video with you. Because she was saying that uh, why God ain't answering my prayers. And then it was like, you hear him, but you're not listening at him.
yeah,
And I was like, yeah, I hear him, because there's certain things I know he wants me to do. And I'm like, not that I'm not ready to do it. It's just like, I don't feel equipped to do it. And I know not being equipped, because I've seen so many people, and I've helped so many people start things from scratch and had nothing. And I see them now, and I'm like, yeah, I'm so proud of you. You know, Even with the fashion show, we really didn't have anything, and we've been doing these things. We don't know how things going to happen, but it happens. He always makes a way. And I know for 26 years, and God has always, he's never, 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 never failed me. I failed myself, but I know he never failed me, because my daughter making it through, and she's actually in college, and that's another thing. Right before she got ready to ship off to school, she found a tumor on her brain with fluid and all that. So I was like, oh God, can we not get, like one more thing? And so she didn't think she was going to be able to go to school, but she did, so she's off at school. She's home for the weekend now, but she's, off at school. So, but like I say, all
where's
this
she going?
pressure. She's at Prairie View.
Where's that?
It's in Prairie View, Texas. It's like 30 minutes from my house, 30, 45
Okay.
minutes away. So she's not far. Yeah, she's going to school to be a nurse.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah. So, but that was her. She was upset. Her big thing was us getting away from the house. Like, I'm getting away from here, and I'm glad, because I get to live vicariously through her. I went away to college, but I didn't stay away, because when I went away to college, I came back and got married, and
Yeah.
then so
Where did you go?
I went to Texas and was A&M now, but it was Texas A&I in Kingsville.
Shut up.
Hmm
What is it? What was it like going to Texas A&M back in the day?
It was fun. Well, I didn't like it at first, because number one, I had never traveled anywhere. Like, I
Uh,
still to this day, I'm new to traveling. Like, my first time ever leaving Texas was 2016.
what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. I never left
Mama,
Houston. I never left Houston.
you. So you're born and raised Texan,
Yes.
Ramona. You need to come visit me.
Yeah, I promise you I will, because
Yes.
my first trip, I took me and my kids. My son Joshua couldn't go because he had summer school, but we had a
Hmm.
fashion show, and that was the only reason why I left. Then I had a fashion show in Florida
Nice.
that I had to go do, and we drove to Florida, and then I went to Florida. I've been to Florida twice,
Uh
and
huh.
I've been to Chicago because my nephews graduated. I have twin nephews. They graduated from the Navy
Oh,
Academy,
nice.
so I had to go down there for that. So those are my two trips that I've had so far that I've been on. So, but no, I had never. Well, besides when I was little, like when I was little, my grandmother used to take us to Louisiana because she was from Shreveport, like that. So, but I didn't feel like that was nowhere that's like right there. But as an adult, to say I remember going somewhere, I hadn't been. Anyway, so those were my, and I have been to, like I said, I've been to Louisiana, so I can count that. So I've been to Louisiana, I've been to Chicago, and I've been to Florida, to
Where in
Fort
Florida?
Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale. We had the show in Fort
Oh,
Lauderdale.
you went to Florida, Florida.
But yeah, that was Lord Jesus. That was the long. I drove 24 hours by myself.
Yo.
Yes,
Ugh.
that was a. It was only a 17-hour trip, but I had to stop and get a break because that was a that when you get in there going down that bridge, that was just a long
They really
old.
should. They really should build a bridge from Texas to Florida. Like it'll take
They,
a while, but it's also like, why not? Like it'll make, and then it can also connect it to Mississippi and Louisiana. Like why is it so hard for us to get to next to each other? You know,
yeah, because that ride there is a long, especially when you gotta
it's
go in
so
that
unnecessarily
cold.
long.
Yes, and I was like, Jesus, when it said Florida, so I was thinking, oh, I'm in Florida. No, you still had
Nah,
12 hours to
there's a lot
go.
of road in Florida. There's a lot of that's. I hate driving, but what was I gonna ask you? So with all these setbacks, how do you stay so positive?
I guess because this is my thing with everything, and I don't care. And I just wrote this on the young man thing. He was saying that he'd rather give up. If you have a foundation of knowing who God is, and if you have some type of, I feel sorry for people who have no foundation
Yeah.
of knowing who the Lord Jesus Christ is, and I'm not no minister or nothing like, but I can tell you only what Mona's been through. And I'm 47 years old, and for 47 years, I can honestly say He has never failed me. It was my shortcomings and my not seeing my worth, my value, my me, not seeing me in things. I know that God will never fail me. He's
Mm-hmm.
not gonna let you down on the wayside. I always know. Um, it took me over 10 years to realize this. Soon as you want to give up, your victory is literally at that door.
Yeah.
And we always stop at that door because it's like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And we don't think push through because the door is right there. It's like it's over. Before I know it, all this stuff will be over and I will remember it no more. you know, and it'll be a testimony for me to help somebody else to go through the obstacles that they have to go through because I've been there. I've done this and I've seen it. Like I say, I've seen the good times and I've seen this is one of my lows because of the health. Because me, if it wasn't for this girl, I'd be up gone doing something because people tell you I go to the step shows, I'll be at the football games, I'll be at the cheer things. My kids being quiet. I had 5 kids, so I had 5 different directions. I was always being pulled. I had 3 nephews, and I was being pulled doing this, when I could go to their stuff. And then my little other kids that's in the streets, that I love dearly. If they had something and any of my friends or anybody I met on Facebook and they was like, oh, I got an event, normally I'm there.
Um, two questions. So, first question: is there a big socioeconomic divide in Texas?
Yes.
Is there? Elaborate on that first, please.
Um, and this is something that is so funny you asked this question because me and this friend of mine, because just like I said, I've never been out anywhere. She's the same way, but she doesn't leave like me. I would not know the South Side like I know the South Side of Houston if it wasn't for Miss Linda. Because Miss
Uh-huh.
Linda, we have shows. We'll be in Sugarland, we'll be on 610, we'll be on 45. We have all these different freeways. Houston is really big. So I only stay on the north side of town. So on the north side, it's kind of slow. It's slow pace. Um, People mostly stay at home. You do your little visiting. That's it about it. But the north side is like where everybody go because it's crunk on that side. That's where most of the clubs are. That's where all the big events happen. That's where the Astrodome was, not Astrodome, it's the NRG now. That's where Astroworld used to be at back in the day. So like everything happens on that side of town. So
Uh-huh.
on that side, it's more of a fast pace and um, it's more of a high speed, the traffic, and girl, here we have full traffic on our freeway, but it's not, in your neighborhoods. Like, the difference between, because like I say, when I went out of town, I was like really shocked at a lot of stuff, like culture shock. Because for us, every other stop is a church, a Walmart, a gas station. We don't have to go down a mile. We can go 2 steps and I'm gonna see 5 gas stations, a Walmart, a Target.
Yeah.
On my one street right here alone, I think we have 5 Walmarts.
Wow.
So I'm
Yo,
not used to stuff being like way gotta go way down here. So I was like, okay, like restaurants, you're gonna see restaurants everywhere. Chinese, Mexican, Vietnamese, And so when you go to these other places and you don't really see this stuff, it's like, I can't wait till I get home. It makes you appreciate home, because of the barriers. But here it is like we have the woodlands that's more upscale. You have the heights that's upscale. Nor, it 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 is different. But the only thing, the diversity is very good here. So because we have
really
Chinatown, we have the Vietnamese town, they have everything. They have an African American area, so we do have, it's very diverse here.
interesting. Very interesting. Okay, second question. Um, so you and I talked about how you feel. I'm paraphrasing, and feel free to correct me. You feel that it is slash was hard to communicate with your kids because of the generational divide of I don't feel comfortable and I don't know how to communicate with you.
Yeah. Um I have 5 kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the age ranges or 26, 22, 19, or 18 and 17. So,
Okay.
like those, I have twin girls. So,
Oh.
um,
Oh.
so, and then having a son first, I saw my kids, as all mothers see their kids, as perfect angels,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and not perfect angels. Everybody do something wrong, but what I count as wrong, somebody won't. And then, like, I
Mm-hmm.
have people that are really, really hard on their kids. I'm not hard on my kids, but I'm not easy on them either.
Mm-hmm.
They would say that I'm hard, but I'm not. I expect certain things from you. And they'll say, my kids would say that I think that they're perfect. You think we perfect. You think you're perfect. And I'm like, no, I don't think anybody's perfect. I really do not think anybody's perfect. But what I do know is that I taught you the things that I instilled in you, the things I've asked of you, and the things that I've shown you. I've shown you respect. I've shown you decency. Showed you order. I've shown you God. I've shown you praise and worship. I showed you being sick. I've shown you being hurt. I've shown you when I'm in trouble. I've shown you every aspect of my life. I didn't hide anything from my kids because when I was younger, my mom hid stuff from us. Like, not that I thought my mom was perfect, because I seen the imperfection in us, in her. But my mom had a standard that I didn't see her upkeeping with us. And so where I thought we was rich, girl, we was poor. But my mama, the way she portrayed, had us seen, it was like it wasn't that she wasn't trying to make it seem like we was rich enough. It was the fact that she kept us clean, she kept us up, we wasn't in the latest fashion, but she kept us fashionable. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? She would
Yeah.
take us places, and where I thought my mom was spending all this money, my mom would find a way for us to always have. And
Yeah.
so I think that if she would have, let me know we ain't had no money, I wouldn't have been getting in trouble with her, because I thought, you got the money and why you not helping? And, just had an attitude as a teenager, because I left home at 17 because I couldn't understand. Like, you just telling me to go get a job. I've just graduated. Like, what am I do? How do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Type of situation. So I didn't want that with my kids. So I think I told them too much, because I kept them, look, bills are due. You got to pay bills. This is a real issue. If you're not working, you can't do this. I just tried to instill in them anything that they want to do. I thought my son wanted to play football, but he told me he never did. He just did it for me. But I'm like, don't ever do anything for me, because in my head I'm researching, trying to get you scholarships, trying to get you in school, trying to get find the layers of how you're supposed to do stuff. My daughter, she liked the hair, so I made sure I put her in the fashion shows to let her see, hey, this is what the hair stuff would be like. I got one, she wanted to, well, two of them wanted to do forensic science, so I made sure they was in the law enforcement in school. So the past I thought they wanted to go in, I tried to put them in those, just so they would be exposed. And then I tried to expose them to other things. So that's why I would volunteer for so much stuff. I would volunteer to do the step shows to let them see that part of stuff. We did the science, technology, engineering, and math. We used to volunteer at a community center. I tried to expose them to different things because people never think about different jobs. They
Yeah.
only think about doctor, lawyer, stripper, police officer,
Oh well,
you know.
that's a career path.
Yeah, but hey, people do it.
They do
So,
it.
and
Yo,
and nowadays
they make
video
more money than
vixen,
me.
yeah, video vixen and rappers. Because my daughter used to tell me all the time, I'm gonna be a stripper. I say, go ahead, just as long as you're the best stripper there is. Hey, however you do it, you do it. I'm not
Yeah.
mad. I cannot be mad at you. Because once I do what God designed me to do, was to raise you to either get you in school, join the military, go to college, have a job, or some type of career trade. Long as I do
Yeah.
my part, wherever you fall after that is you. And that's
Um, do you find that it's become easier to talk with your kids post social media blow up?
Girl, let me tell you about this social media thing. How I became the social media nutcase, because that's what I am. I'm
Oh,
a nutcase. When MySpace first came out, my kids had MySpace and YouTube and all of that. My
mhm,
kids used to be on the computer all the time, and I knew nothing about computers, like nothing. I had a computer at the house, but like I didn't know how to work it. I had it because they needed it for school,
mhm.
and so I had the internet and everything. So I was like, these kids, show on this stuff. What is this? So I would get on there, girl. They had drugs on the pages. Not my kids, but I would be looking at the stuff on there. And then I was like, oh, I know this kid. And I'd be on there, right? I'm finna call your mama. I'm finna
Oh
call your mama. And so my kids say, mama, get off my page because that's my page and they gonna think that's me saying. I say, no, I put on there, this Miss Mona, and I'm calling your mama.
no!
And so I would get on there stalking the kids. Like seriously, I was calling their mama saying, girl, your son got guns and weed on his page.
Oh my
And
god!
so that's what I was. I was the mom investigator of MySpace and YouTube. And so that's how, I'm sorry, the phone
No, you're
rang.
fine.
That's how I got into the internet. And so as I got on there, I started making friends on the internet. And they would say, well, the kids are not on MySpace no more. They're on Facebook and they're on Moosey or whatever. And I'm saying, are you serious? Okay, so here I go making these accounts. And I'm saying, oh no, I find y'all wherever y'all go because I got new friends on the line. And so that's how I became like this stalker mom.
Oh no! But do you find it easier to communicate with them now, or?
With me, I always thought it was with me because I tried to be open and honest because I was a single mama. None of my kids' dads were involved with them,
Mhm.
and so I had to be mama, daddy, grandma, uncle, auntie. I had to be it all to them.
Yeah.
So I tried to always keep the doors of communication open. Even now, we still talk, but some things that my kids were protecting me from,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of the issues that they were going through, which I was telling you about. When my son got in 12th grade, somebody came to me and said, you need to check your son because he doing this, that, and another. And I'm like, who? Not my son. My son would have told me, like, he not doing that. So then I had a teacher to call me and say the same thing. So of course, I'm ghetto mom. I'm like in your face, like, what the hell is this I'm hearing that you out here doing blah 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 blah. And he's like, "My, this stuff been going on. You just don't know what's going on." I was like, Well, I talk to you every day. So I'm asking you what's going on. What's the issue? What's going on? And he would not tell me anything. And it
Yeah.
wasn't until it was a party we was at in Shepherd, and it was some gunshots went off, and I'm running like hell, like trying to find my kids and scrambling, and the kids are just standing there, and I'm like, what the hell wrong with y'all? Y'all got bulletproof vests on, and y'all got something that I don't know. And my kids like, Mom, this happened all the time. And I'm like, where? I'm thinking I have y'all in a good school district. Y'all, they's like, Mom, this is nothing. This, and so we had to sit down and open. That's another door that I had to learn to open because my kids would want to protect me from what they were going through at school, in the social community, and all that because they knew I really didn't know.
And was it easy to like sit and listen to them, or were you kind of like in denial?
Like I say, when I got those phone calls, I was in total denial.
Mm.
I would have fought somebody and would never believe that my son was doing the things that they were saying. And honestly, because that's what he was portraying to me. When you say that people was putting on two faces, that's what he was portraying at home.
Mm-hmm.
He was portraying that to me at home, and that he was going through all these good things, and he was doing this, and never complaints from the teachers, and that's another thing. I had to go to the school. And because I thought it was crazy, because I was on the PTA board, I was on the football screen board, I thought that I should have known these things, and I didn't.
So I'm just gonna say because I thought it. As someone who is slash was a teacher, um, I find it extremely hard, like 98% of the time, talking to the parents about their kid because majority of the time they didn't believe us, the teacher. They always thought that they don't act like this at home, so obviously you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. And the difference between me and that, and let me tell you why I'm on two different spectrums of that.
Mm-hmm.
My son was in 5th grade, and my son was being bullied in school, but he was being bullied by the teacher.
Mm.
And that's why I'm an advocate of talk to me. And if it sounds like something that's my child, you can ask any two school teacher. I'm whoop that ass when they get home,
Oh
and I'm
no.
telling them,
Well, there's
because I
also
know.
there's also a lot of teachers who hate their job. They're only doing it because it's easy. You
Hmm.
know.
And this lady was really bullying my child, and my at that time, my son had I just found out he had narcolepsy, and he slept through 2nd grade. Like,
Oh
he
wow.
came home with
He's a
no
narcoleptic.
hmm
Is
he
this the
came
same? Is this the same epileptic child?
yeah. Hmm.
Oh wow.
So he came home that year, and his none of his books had work in it. And I'm like, well, how did you pass if these books are empty?
Yeah.
How did you make it through school? What was going on? And I did know when he come home from school, he would go to sleep. I did know he would fall asleep on the bus all the time, but did not know he was sleeping in class too the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So I took him to the doctor the next year, and that's when they found out he had narcolepsy. Well, he could go to sleep anywhere, like 2.5 seconds, he would be out of there. So I went to the school. I just snuck up on the school. At this time, they used to let my parents come to the school, and I'm looking at the lady through the little square hole. She
Yeah.
got a thing on his head calling him dummy, and he was this and he didn't. I was like, when I walked in that class, baby, it took everything for me not to go to jail for fighting her in that
What do
classroom.
you do?
I just bust in the classroom and say, so my son wasn't lying. You are bullying him. And from that point on, I had my dad to go to school with him. My dad would go to school. They did initiative, because everybody that knows me, I'm a little compulsive obsessive. Okay.
Yeah.
So when my son was telling me that he was going through this issue, I thought it was just my child. So I got him to ask the other parents to call me, and like wrote letters and gave it to all the kids, didn't tell the teacher. And I had Wrote the parents a letter and told them what my son was telling me, and was trying to see was their kids saying the same thing. So what we did as parents was each one of us took a different day to go up there
Mm-hmm.
to see what was going on in the classroom. And then that's the day that I caught my son going through that issue. So it's not that I never believed that issue. No, that's not true. Because my daughter, the second time that I almost got in trouble, my teacher called and said that my daughter was a bully. And my daughter was like this really, really, really quiet child. And I could not believe what she was talking about. Say my daughter's a bully. So girl, I go up to the school, I'm in rage. Like I'm finna set some stuff off. And I go there and I'm talking to the teacher. I'm like, so what's going on with Brianna? Well, Brianna wrote a letter, and this is what we call bullying when you write letters and you telling girls not to talk to other girls. Okay, so now I understood. I understood. Now, if she would have told me that Brianna wrote a letter, I could believe that. But to in turn to put it at bullying, that's the
Yeah.
word that kind of set me off.
Yeah.
So when I get to the school and I'm talking to her, I'm saying like, my daughter's not a bully. She don't even talk to people. She don't say anything. Blah blah blah. She said, "Well, it's not my fault that you're raising a bully." And I'm like,
Oh, what? Oh, she said that? Okay.
so I'm like,
Okay.
how am I raising a bully when I'm not even understanding what you're talking about? Brianna's not a talker at that time, but after this situation, she started to talk more. Well, Brianna's of the light skin and her twin is dark skin. And so Brianna's was hanging with a lot of girls with the bright with the long hair, and so they were saying that they couldn't talk to the other girls that had other hair. Well, of course, when I got home, um I told Brianna I would shave all your hair off your head. She knows this story to this day. I say I would shave all your hair off your head because hair doesn't make a person, and you would never disrespect your twin sister. She's your sister for some other girls. Are you crazy? You have lost your darn mind. And so I say you don't do that to anybody. I don't care about the hair, body shape. And even me, like even because I'm big, and when I would go to her school, she would never want me to go anywhere with her because she knew her friends would say stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so um, it took years for her because she was superficial. She was really had that superficial brand. But when she start to learn herself, and because I ain't gonna stop doing stuff because you tell me to do anyway. I'm still your mama, regardless. But I've always, like I say, openly talked to them about drugs, openly talked to them about sexual assault. I've also openly talked to them about anything that I could. Um, they had issues that happened later on that they never told me about, only because they was like, "Mom, we know you would have went to jail behind stuff." Because like people know I would fight for anybody. I would not let you. That's a teacher. If my child is doing something wrong, that's my child. If they're doing something wrong, you know I'm not. I'm an advocate for right. I can't uphold you in your wrong situations.
That's so fascinating that you're so what's the word I'm looking for? Self-aware, also responsible that if there's an issue with my child, I will take care of it. And you're also a great communicator. Um in conclusion, we need more parents like you. Okay, so you have a project coming up. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I talked to my kids about it. I really,
Woo!
me and Ashley, I was calling Ashley to ask her a question about how should I start because I've been fussing at my children about starting challenges, a channel because all of my kids are so talented. Like talented to the roof. They can sing, they can dance, they can. One does hair like out this world. Each one of them have so I'm like, y'all got to go ahead and do this, y'all. And actually, they did when they were younger. They was more. They had channels back then, which I think I'm gonna put in there because if they would have kept doing what they're doing, the same stuff that they used to do back then is such a big thing now. But they've
Mhm.
done that so long ago. When we was first trying to learn out what YouTube was, but. Uh, so I was saying, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start a channel. So I wanted to know how. So me and Ashley got to talking about the family thing and family communication. So I was saying that it was issues like with when I was telling you about my son when he was in high school that I didn't know all the stuff was going on. that I just want to talk to him about, even as in adulthood, or where I went wrong, what I did right for them.
Mhm.
Because in my kids' eyes, they really thought that I wanted, and I think most kids think that of their parents. We want you to be perfect. It's
Yeah,
not, and that's the wrong stipulation. And like I had to tell them, I never want you to be perfect. God, I mean, Jesus wasn't even perfect. Like, how can you be something that He's not, and He's our Creator? So that's totally wrong. What I do feel like a parent want is, if I taught you right from wrong, I know you're gonna test wrong. Everybody does it. If anybody say they haven't done anything wrong, they is a liar.
a liar.
They are lying out. Even on down to me, when I say about addiction, my addiction to helping people, that's still wrong because I wasn't helping myself.
Exactly. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's something that you're doing. Everybody has a form of addiction in some manner. And so it's when you can accept it, and you can point it out, and you can do it. But yeah, so I'm gonna start my channel with my kids and just kind of talk with them, and not just them, because I have other kids that I can talk to. It'll be a variety of different things. Like I told Ashley, I I know they say don't say you have ADHD, but I do. I don't like to talk about the same thing. I don't like Jesus is the only thing I think you should talk about the same thing, and it's never going to be the same, because I don't
Mhm.
care how many times you read the Bible or you read a verse, you're never going to hear it the same way. It's going to resonate in your life at different statues in your life as a different thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. That's just something that will never change. But to sit up and say, I'm gonna hear subscribe to my channel.
No,
I'm
no,
not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
I'm not doing none of
Have you
that.
thought of a title yet?
You know what? Actually, I have several. I have two.
Oh, wow.
Because I had a channel that I really wanted to start, a networking channel, and it's been going. And that's RPC Connect with Me,
Okay.
and that was my name and how I like to connect with people. And
Okay.
my connection. I don't know. I always connect, and when I connect with you, to me, you're family. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a connection, because I know it's a divine intervention that God gave you to me for a certain reason. Ashley knows that I love her since, I don't know, a couple of videos I saw of hers. I was like, oh Lord, that's little Mona. Like, girl, that was me prior kids, because I would tell you some stuff prior kids. And when you get kids, your life changed a little bit. Not really, because I still tell you. It's just I be this, and I've been trying to find my little quote that I say, and I always tell people this. This is my motto. My thing is like, don't ask me nothing unless you want to know my truth.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
your truth, it's my truth.
Yeah.
So don't ask me a question if you don't want to hear what I have to say. Um, and so I think that's how I'm going to do it. And the other name I had an email that I started because I wanted to start a journey. For my, like, after, like, right now, my journey for after kids, and it was my real at outlook.com.
My real.
It's my real, so
Can
it's
I
like,
throw in an idea?
huh?
Can I throw in an idea?
Yeah, yeah.
The Family Portrait Podcast.
Ah,
Yeah.
I like that. I really do. The family portrait.
Yeah. Okay, so last two questions. Do all your
Okay.
plugs. Where can people find you, follow you, stalk you?
I always put my name because it's gonna come up with all of them anyway. It's Ramona Parker. I'm getting ready to, like I tell Ashley, start. Yeah, change all my names because of the podcast. I'm gonna probably start a new one anyway, because I need to weed out some people. Oh, a lot of my pages is 1426 Fashion Week. I mostly manage that page, and so I don't have time to do my own. My own is Mona PC. Everything is Mona PC or Ramona Cassie on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Twitter won't let me change my name. I don't
You
know
can
how to
see me
do
though?
that one. Twitter, it won't. I keep
Oh
trying to
no, you
change.
can't. You can't change it on Twitter.
Yeah, because I've had that Twitter since Twitter first came out. Like I told you, when everything first started coming out, I had it. I didn't know how to work it, but I had it.
Yeah,
So
they won't let you change it. So
So what I have to do is start a new one. So it
Yeah.
might be the family portrait.
Yeah, I love it. Don't you like it?
I really like that name. I really like that name. So I'm
But you
gonna
didn't send me your things.
how
Send me like your links.
yeah, I will. Like I say, 1426 Fashion Week on
No,
everything.
message it to me
And
on a messenger
okay, okay.
so I can copy and paste.
Okay, and then Mona PC, and then like I say, Ramona Parker on Facebook. Um, that's it, y'all. That's me.
Wait, last question. Wait, we're not done
Okay.
yet. What's the impact you want to leave on the world?
Uh, the impact I really want to leave on this world is that I was genuine.
Mhm.
I honestly did not do anything for show. I did everything that I've done for anybody from my heart of heart. And it was a clean, pure heart that really wanted you to succeed. Not just my children, anybody.
Yeah,
Um, that's the thing that I want. I never want anyone to feel like I felt when I first came out at 18, like I was a lost cause,
yeah.
like I wasn't worthy, or it wasn't that I wasn't worthy, is that I didn't know my worth.
Hmm.
I felt like the world was against me because it was a totally different world than it is now. You're more acceptable for your size, your color, your hair, your, than you were back then. And so, um, yeah, I just really want, people to know that it is people that out there that genuinely still care if you live, if you die. It is still a person out there that cares that if you don't have anybody, promise you can message me and I will talk to you.
I lied. That wasn't the last question. I've been wanting to ask this a lot more in my interviews, but I keep forgetting to ask it.
That's
Well,
okay.
do you think that people are doing the best that they can?
No,
Elaborate.
not even myself. Because I know there's a lot more that I could do, but I live in my head. Um, and you actually called me on that shit for real. Me and Ashley was talking, and I was saying that it's a lot of things that I want to say, but sometimes you have to be, not that I be guarded. It's not that I'm guarded because people that knows me know I'm filtered and unfiltered. They'll say, Miss Mona, I'm not gonna hurt your feelings. What I will do is tell you the problem, tell you how you can solve it, and give you resources of how to fix it. Those are the three things that I've always done. I'm not gonna tell you something and not help you with it. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And that mean if I have to go do the research myself, that mean if I have to find the people to help you, or if I have to whatever it is, I will do it because I don't want to ever leave anybody lost. And that's my biggest fear. If you never asked me, my biggest fear in the world is being lost
Yeah.
with no help. And so I would never want to have that impact on anybody else. So um back to your question you was asking, that that's dear. What was your question again? I'm sorry,
Do you
girl,
think people are doing the best that they can?
and I know I'm not, because I know God has a bigger, and like I said, you had called me on it. That's what I was going to say. You called me on it the other day, and you saying like you say something, but I feel like you have more to say, and
Yeah.
you don't say
Yeah.
it.
I
And
do.
when you said that, I was like, God, I never want nobody to feel like that, and I never want to feel like 101. If you ever caught me 101, I would tell you stuff to the world, but I don't think everybody business is appropriate to put out there. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's
So,
the side.
and
Yeah.
that's where the lie or the guarded part come in. And you see me now that I can't really lie because that is gonna show somewhere in my face.
Yeah.
Because even with my son, you was like, yeah, you could tell, and I try to fix that, but I can't. So I rather not tell you a lie, uh, because I'm gonna get busted.
Yeah. Yeah.
most 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 of the time it's like, I'm saying, oh well, I don't believe her because she didn't tell the truth on that issue. So I'd rather go ahead and tell you the truth, hurt your feelings, and help hopefully I can fix it, or help you fix whatever you thought that I tore you down, because it's never a tear down. And that's another thing that people have to realize, the difference between criticism to hurt you and criticism to help you.
Yeah. Ah! Hold on, I gotta write that down. Okay. I knew this was gonna be a great talk. And I don't know, I just really want to gush slash drag out the fact that Ramona is something different. She's something so like you just talk to her or you just like watch her go live and it's just like I said before, like it doesn't feel like a show. It doesn't like she's like with her head wrap, baby hanging over her shoulder, spitting up on her chest, and it's like it just feels so real. And I don't know, call me, call me stupid or crazy, but like I really feel like she's one of the few human beings on this planet who is doing the best that they can. And I think a sure sign of someone who is a good person is someone who won't admit it. If you say automatically that, yeah, I'm a great person, I'm a great human being, like I don't believe you automatically. And she doesn't. She's so modest, she's so kind, and she's so positive with all this reign happening for her in 2019. It's 2019 right now. I hope so. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing my mind. But she's just so positive, and she could be one of those nasty, mean women who's like, "You didn't add salt on my fries," but she's not. And I think we should all learn from her attitude and her mindset that, yo, you have no excuse but to try and to just be nice and definitely follow her. I'm so happy that this happened. I want this to happen again, but on your podcast. And I've only done two other podcasts, and I want to do more. So please let me be one of your guests in the future.
Oh, you will be, because like I say, y'all, and I'm gonna plug Ashley, because Ashley is Mona, even if she don't really realize it. Ashley is the bomb, y'all. If you're my followers, please follow her, because not only will y'all learn from her to be real in this non-real um cyber world, because it's so many people lying in this cyber world.
Yeah,
God, and just faking and being emotion, uh not having emotions, because people don't really have emotions.
yeah.
Oh, I have a car and I have this, and this
that's,
is my
that's
house.
what it is right there.
Like, who the hell talk like that? Like, I live in my house. It's shit everywhere right now. Not being funny. It's 5 kids here. We always doing stuff, and I just, you got to be real about certain things. Ashley, when Ashley come in and she'll do her vents, I was like, y'all, if y'all see me doing it, don't be laughing, because I got that from I got it from myself, because that was pre Mona, years 80 something, in the 80s. But when y'all see that girl come back, I always tell my kids, y'all do not want Mona to come back, selfish Mona. Because selfish Mona was really, really selfish. She cared only about self.
Yeah,
It took me having kids to really learn to care about other people, because I was a brat on me. And so I wish some of her come back, because a lot of that left because I had kids. I was like, they gotta have furs, they gotta have shoes, they gotta have hair done. You can't be taking no kids around and they look crazy, because people gonna talk about you like you looking the bum and your kids looking a bum, mess. So, but no, I like that. But actually, y'all follow her page. She is gonna be something, y'all. She is more than what she thinks. All this, oh God, her shows is just like, I love, 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 love her. Look out if she's the next journalist, y'all, that's out there traveling the world, because I don't want to just see you at home.
I don't want to see me at home.
I want to see you.
I
Actually,
really,
you
really
so.
appreciate
The
it.
funny part is, I was gonna write in for you for. I don't know if you watched that channel called Voss.
Yeah.
I love that channel. Like that's just like. But I think that you should be doing something with them.
Oh
Like,
my God. I die.
yeah,
I would die on the first day of the set.
yeah. So I really think that that's something for you, for them to have you to travel and do the different things. Hell, you could just talk about the different jobs you do, because honey, you do a different job all the time.
I do.
Like,
Unfortunately, Lord.
but I love her, y'all. Please subscribe.
Thank you.
Leave comments and give her ideas. And I will be praying that God give you witty inventions. Um, and hello needs to be trademark. And
I know
I
I
will.
was gonna message him and be like, I've been thinking about it. I kind of do want a T-shirt. Oh, this is perfect timing. This is such perfect timing that we're ending now because it just started raining.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
So I will be sending your t-shirts. Don't forget to send me your address. I'm gonna do your first hello shirts.
Okay,
And so I will send you your first three. And from then on, you need to get them on your page and selling.
I will.
So
I will. I will. And then you message me your links for your social
okay.
media. And then thank you. This was so. You have no idea how enthusiastic I was about this. And I was like, this is going to happen today. This is still going to happen. And thank you. Thank you guys for watching the replay. And I feel like this is one of my most heaviest interviews, but this is what I want. Like, I don't want the show. I don't want what you want people to see. Just like, I think we have an opportunity with social media to show our human side. So let's show it and stop being so mean with each other. Cool. All
Yes.
right, Mona, I will probably see you tomorrow or Tuesday. No, tomorrow's Labor Day, so he probably won't. But I'll probably see you Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay. I love you.
I love you most. Bye, guys. Be nice to someone. Talk to you later.